I'm so happy to be back. Go HamRadio. Your girl Fancy Nancy here.
G-Star, what's going on?
I know I'm far, right?
Now you good. Peace. Peace and love, man. What's going on with everybody?
Missed y'all. Okay, so the week before last, we went on, right? And somehow the settings got changed and it said only me. So that's probably why no one could see it. But I had changed it. And the week before last, the topic was old dick. Old pussy. Right?
It's up there though. Like people can see it now, no?
Yeah, they can see it now. But tonight's topic is when you lose yourself in a relationship, right? What does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship? Let's start right there. Like, what does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship?
What does it mean to you doing everything?
That's right.
What does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship?
Yeah.
What does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship?
I feel like when a person I'm speaking for the females, right?
You're speaking for yourself.
No, I'm speaking for females.
Oh, okay.
When females lose themselves in a relationship, they lose their identity of who they are, in some sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, their world revolves around that one person, everything that person does. Like, they kind of don't have their own identity in that sense. Hey, for the newcomers.
Person does. Oh, go ahead.
The topic tonight is when you lose yourself in a relationship. So we're going to start it off by, what does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship?
I think...
Hey, Cassie.
What's going on, Cassie? I think when you lose yourself, you kind of lose sight of who you are in general. Like, I'm not going to say... Yeah, I mean, you tend to try... And this is... I'm not just speaking for dude. I'm speaking in general, right?
Okay.
So... You tend to go in a little, you in too deep, and you lose sight of your values, your core values, who you are, what you do, what you like, and how you interact with people and everything in a sense. Even for some, to the point where you lose sight of how to do certain things, as far as could be anything, like, be a friend or be there for people or whatever the case may be. That's what I think when it comes to losing yourself in someone else. Correct? That's what we're talking about.
Right, losing yourself in a relationship. Yeah. So what do you guys think? What does it mean to you to lose yourself in a relationship? Let's just wait.
What else? No.
Because I was gonna say,
No, you're saying lose yourself. Give me examples of losing yourself. What does that mean? What do you?
I just elaborate a little bit more on to lose yourself. Like you said, I'm piggybacking off what you said. What does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship? You lose your identity. Your ways change. You're not the same person. You get what I'm saying? Let me give you an example.
Yeah, but is that only because you lost yourself? You could.
No, when you grow, your ways change. But when you lose yourself, you adapt to their mentality. You get what I'm saying?
To an outsider looking in on your relationship, you lost yourself. They'll say you lost yourself, but you feel like, no, I just grew. There's a difference.
Yeah, that could be true.
So from an outsider looking in, it's like, oh, you lost yourself. I don't know who you are anymore. But it's like, nah, I grew up. I don't do the same things that I once did before. So that's what I'm saying. Give me the difference between losing yourself and growth, I guess.
Well, losing yourself is you don't know who you are. Like, it's okay when you lose like, say you're not with them anymore, you don't really know what to do and how to move.
But you're with them, so you lost yourself in that person. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about when.
Okay, so when you lose yourself in this person, and you step outside yourself and you realize that you lost yourself, is that what you're saying? Because how do you know you lost yourself if you don't have that out of body experience. Like, damn, I'm not. Like, yo, what am I doing?
Yeah, but that's
like I lost myself in this. Right.
Okay.
I lost myself in this relationship because I'm allowing things that I would normally not allow. I'm not standing for what I believe in.
Is that compromise?
No, I feel like that's losing yourself. What do you guys think?
But one can argue that that's a compromise. So it's not that I'm allowing things that I wouldn't usually allow. It's now that
what's a compromise is when we both agree, like, you know what, that way is better. So I'm gonna compromise and convert to whatever. But when I'm not standing up for what I believe in, that's not a compromise. That's deeper. That's deeper when I'm standing and I'm just accepting whatever.
So
Does that make sense?
We both have to agree when it's a compromise.
No, but I'm saying when you lose yourself.
Because I didn't think that, but
we both agree when you compromise because we're compromising. I'm gonna give a little, you're gonna give a little, and we agreeing to give a little. Because if you're not giving a little, and I'm not giving a little, it's no compromise.
So it's like
we're meeting in the middle.
You want pizza, I want Chinese. Let's have Chick-fil-A. It's compromise.
I mean, it is. If we both agree on the Chick-fil-A, then yes, pizza and Chinese is out of the question.
What's going on, Dana? How you doing?
Hey, Dana. So tonight's topic for the newcomers is when you lose yourself in a relationship. What does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship? What does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship? And how do you get back to being you once you lost yourself in the relationship?
Elaborate. What do you think? I feel like you wouldn't notice it. It has to come from the outside. Somebody from the outside has to tell you, yo, there's certain things that you're doing that I know you wouldn't do. Or I know you wouldn't allow. Yeah.
You have to have that out of body experience. Like, yo,
I'm
going against everything I stand for. I'm accepting the craziest things.
So you're just thinking on a certain level.
I'm not. I'm thinking about every level. Like, when you lose yourself.
I agree. I agree.
It is a tough one because what you lose yourself. People like wives and mothers, not even in a relationship, you can lose yourself in being a mother. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks. Glad to be back. How you doing? Yeah, but I just feel like
you could lose and not like, damn, you know what? Let me take a me day. Let me pamper me. That's part of losing yourself because you forget about you. Yes, you don't choose you as being an importance. That's losing yourself. If you didn't get your hair cut, you didn't get your hair, you know what I'm saying, face trimmed up, you didn't go get some new socks, new white beaters, new underclothes, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes you feel good. So that's
women
in the
love
sense
it.
of...
Women love it, not white beaters. I don't wear white beaters.
Oh, God. Listen, anyway. Hey, Nelly. So the topic tonight for the newcomers is...
Nelly! What's up, girl?
When you lose yourself in a relationship, what does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship?
One.
And how do you come back once you've lost yourself in that relationship?
But in relationship, we mean it could be a friendship, it could be companion, it could be...
I mean, you can't lose yourself in a friendship?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
the top. That's good.
Yes, you can lose yourself in a friendship. You don't think so? You don't think you lose yourself in a friendship? Your friend does things that you normally don't do and you've never thought about doing, but because you want to be with that friend, you want to be a part of that clique, that group or whatever, you're willing to do any and everything just to be a part of that in crowd.
That's not losing yourself. I don't think you understand.
So what up?
The grasp of losing yourself.
How is that not losing yourself, man?
But back to...
How is that not losing yourself? I'm curious.
Because you're not losing it. When you lose yourself, that means you're forgetting about you.
I lost myself. I'm doing things that I would not... You just said in a relationship, you lose yourself, you do things that you wouldn't normally do. Correct?
No, I said you are accepting things that you would not normally accept. Hey, thank you, Nina. Stop doing for yourself and too focus on the other person. Exactly.
Okay, so if I'm in a friendship, I'm not... If I'm not... Ish, what up? If I'm not focusing on myself and I'm focusing on my friends, did I not just lose myself? If I'm doing everything that they like to do, that makes them happy, and not myself, did I not lose myself?
You focus so much on someone else that you
no longer tend to your own.
That's what losing your. That's what I'm saying in the sense of losing yourself. Like I was saying, like you don't get yourself, but you make sure me, the kids, everybody else is up to par. That means you lost yourself because you out here just you haven't taken no me time to love yourself, like tend to your needs and wants. That's because you haven't lost yourself.
I'm saying, but
you always keep yourself.
Is that on every aspect? Because there's definitely times where I buy things, well, you know.
No, I'm talking completely lose yourself. Right. It's different. It's a different mindset.
How do you bounce back from that? I got you, Ish. I know. Peace, man. How you?
It's a different, mindset that you have to switch. You have to switch that life back on.
How would you notice that in yourself, that you're losing yourself? If you lost yourself, how will you catch that? After what? After several times of you being knocked down or hurt?
Because once you lose yourself, it's kind of like a trickle down, like a domino effect. Like sometimes you get depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like things come into play once you lose yourself because you're like you feeling sad or you're just not feeling your normal self. When you lose yourself in a relationship, yes.
You feel depressed, and
you can. It can lead to depression.
We're talking about two different things. You're talking about losing yourself.
To find yourself, you have to first own the fact that you lost yourself, and then you start to focus on yourself again. Correct.
To find yourself, you have to first own the fact that yes, I understand that, Nelly. But how do you notice that? How do you have knowledge of yourself to say, you know what? This is not how I am. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have knowledge.
They haven't reached that point then.
But
it's a point. It's a mindset.
Some people don't get there. Some people. So that's what I'm saying.
Are in denial that they have lost themselves.
Exactly. So if that's the case, this is what I'm saying. If that's the case, you just get hurt time and time and time and time again. Is that what it is when you lose yourself and you don't notice it? Or do you start taking heed when everyone on the outside that you really trust and
no, it depends on your situation because you could say that the outside, but that if your influencer is saying that they're hating, then you're going to see it as them hating as well. Do you get what I'm saying?
You can feel depressed, and a lot of times you don't realize that you are depressed. Sometimes it comes off as annoyed or angry a lot, but...
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. I believe you can lose yourself in a relationship. You will know by how you're feeling. Mm-hmm. Noticing you're not happy in a sense.
You find yourself.
But how do you notice? How do you notice that you're not? But Janelle, for some people, that's just being a parent.
It's a different feeling.
Saying,
you don't
I'm
understand.
Just saying.
It's a different feeling.
For some people, that's the norm. Like. I put my lady before me all the time. That's just the norm sometimes.
No, but you don't feel sad. You feel sad when you do?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, he's a liar. Freaking actor. You're an actor now?
Sometimes I want my fries, but I give you my fries.
But we're talking about deeper mental.
It's sad.
That says losing yourself in a relationship is to forget what you want from someone and you think of their needs and not yours. Thank you.
Everyone's saying that. I like the part where you just said that
you forget
losing yourself in a relationship is to forget what you want from someone. I like that. You forget what you want from that other person.
Right.
Yes, I totally. But then you really lost yourself because you have forgotten what
your standard was in a sense, right?
Or kind of what you wanted out of this relationship.
Right.
I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Sometimes that's what it is. I want to get this out of this relationship. Not to say that I want to be out of this relationship, but being in this relationship, I want to be able to. I'm looking for this growth part of the relationship. Or this type of partner that can bring this to the table. A lot of times people don't realize they even lost themselves. Exactly. They realize something is off, but sometimes it takes a whole to realize that feeling or even that emptiness is like, is you.
You shouldn't have to stop doing for yourself to tend to someone else. You should be able to balance both.
Some people can't, though.
Karina, I made it. Can I hit the topic? Okay, for the newcomers, tonight's topic is
boss.
What does it losing yourself in a relationship? So what does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship? And once you notice that you lost yourself in this relationship, how do you get back to you? How do you, regain yourself in this relationship?
First, you have to notice it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You said how. Sometimes people have that out-of-body experience, or they hit one thing has to hit like, yo, what the? I'm bugging.
I don't think it's one thing. You have to hit rock bottom.
No, it's like that one thing. That's what I'm saying. That one thing that makes you hit rock bottom.
It's like a series of events that take place, and then it's like,
that
you
one
know what?
thing, G.
I would never have allowed this before. But look, every situation, every relationship is different. So you didn't allow this in the last relationship. This relationship could be different.
Yeah, because you could love a little harder in this one. It's the difference. Every
that's
relationship
what I'm saying.
teaches you different things.
That's what I'm saying.
And you don't love the same in every relationship. So this one, you could go, and the person or the female could be doing the same exact thing they was doing in the last relationship to you, but you loved a little bit different this time, so it affects you even more. So you lost yourself completely in this relationship. Whereas the other ones, you wasn't loving as much. The connection wasn't there as strong. But this time it is, and it's like, damn, I lost myself in this relationship. Because in the last one, I wasn't tolerating. In this one, it was just something different.
So you feel like you're not whole, like you begin to reminisce on how you used to be before your relationship, or just in the beginning of your relationship. How the things you used to do, you no longer do.
That's losing yourself.
That's losing yourself?
Yes, because
there's
in the
a
sense
lot
of being
things,
happy,
there's
laughing,
a lot of things that people don't do anymore in their relationship. They're happy, but
they
didn't do it in the beginning.
You might end up giving more or less, depends, exactly.
Depending on what you've gone through. So I feel. But there's a lot of things people don't do the same in their relationship, deeper into their relationship. No? Listen, man, we back, so let's be honest. Some people play that game in the beginning. Some people do things in the beginning just to get. Listen, know what I mean? just to lure people in. So here it is. I lured you in. I got you. And now after a while, it's like, no, I don't do that anymore.
Nah, but it's the connection is still there. So it's not like the connection was in the beginning. The connection always been there. You might just do traits that might be different. You get what I'm saying? Like tendencies that might be different, but the love and the connection is the same. Hey, Shanice.
No. What's going on?
So,
hey, Mom.
That's what I'm saying. Tonight's topic for the newcomers is when you lose yourself in a relationship. What does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship? And once you've lost yourself in that relationship, how do you get yourself back? How do you regain yourself from this relationship that you become lost in?
You have to accept it. You have to accept that it's you and stop looking at everything else. Realize, hey, I'm not me, and that's why I'm not happy. Sometimes we look at the other person for the reason we don't feel like ourselves. A lot of times you could be in a great relationship, but if you aren't you, no matter what that person does to make you happy, you won't feel it because you've grown or changed. And a lot of times we don't accept we are changing because a part of that may mean outgrowing a relationship. That's being held back. I don't know if that's really, well, you're right. You're right. I kind of like that. I like that.
Communication. Shanice, you feel like communication is how you lose yourself?
I like that.
Yes, people.
I like that because.
Yes, some people know how to get someone, but they don't know how to keep them.
That's true, but they already got them. And now if let's just say if I got you and you lose yourself in me, I'm gonna keep you for a certain amount of time. Build your
self-esteem. Take control of you again. Yes. Okay. So
but
let's say that.
But how do you notice it?
But let's say that.
How do you notice that? How do you notice that you lost yourself? That's a good point.
Build your self-esteem. But what if you have like a womanizer? Or is there such word as a manizer?
Yes, there is.
Okay. So what if you have that and you're in a relationship with that kind of person? How can you gain that self-esteem when they keep knocking it down? And then you do have that out-of-body experience and be like, damn, I lost myself in this relationship.
This is a broad spectrum here. Definitely long-term relationships. I think the male and female change, grow, etc. If we lose ourselves somewhere down the line, I think your partner is going to notice and should communicate there's a problem. Let's fix it. Let's fix it together. Okay.
Okay, it depends on that kind of relationship. But
what type of problem are you talking about, boss?
No, you don't lose yourself with communication. You lose things lack of communication. Okay, Shanice, that is good. But how do you lose yourself, Shanice? How does
communication help you lose yourself? Right? Is that what you asking? Because that's what I'm asking.
Oh, that's what G's asking. But I'm asking, when you lose yourself, what does that mean for you? Like, how do you know that you lost yourself? What does it mean to lose yourself, Shanice, in a relationship?
I just feel like you I don't know. It's a thin line because, like I said, people grow and people say you lost yourself because you've grown. So it's like you changed. I didn't change. I grew. Yeah, I may have grown with this person. So I started to like some of the things that she likes, and or she likes some of the things that he likes because they've grown together. So it doesn't necessarily mean that I've lost myself. I still know who I am. I still love myself. I still take care of myself and things of that nature. But I've just grown. But people from the outside looking in my opinion, will say you lost yourself. I don't know who you are. Why? Because I don't do the same things I used to do. I'm just saying from the outside.
We talk about from the inside because that's when you realize the problem.
I believe no, that's not.
You should set some time alone without your partner. Sometimes space is needed to remind yourself who you are, what your strengths are, what you need to improve, and fill what's empty. That's a good mindset to have. But for those who have lost themselves,
what's empty? Why should
you feel empty when you lose yourself? That's the part of losing yourself. You feel empty because you're not who you once were.
Boss, if the communication stops, then you're just bottling up emotions and feelings. Yeah. So that means you lost yourself at that point? When you do everything for them and not yourself.
That's what it means to
What's everything?
Everything to make sure they're happy and your happiness doesn't matter. That's what it means to lose
Fans,
yourself.
we do that with the kids, so we lost ourselves in our kids.
People lose themselves in their
Have
children.
we lost?
Yes.
Because we do that.
No, but
we do that whole time.
People in marriages, they lose themselves in their kids because they don't choose each other. They just, you know what I'm saying? Don't fit in the marriage or the life of a relationship. It's a roller coaster, but don't forget to love each other on the ride. Don't forget about each other on this relationship, marriage ride. Because it's going to be up and down, but never forget what started it, which is the two. Because without the two, the kids wouldn't be here. So you always have to make time.
No understanding. I got that. I understand.
You would have to make time for each other. Because if you don't, then the focus is only on the kids. And that's where the lack of communication within marriage and relationships happen. That's where the lack of choosing each other happens, and you allow others to enter your space. And because my wife or my husband ain't giving it to me, so I'm gonna take this conversation off to the left because I'm getting it. And at home, what my wife does, what my husband does, is worry about the kids and worry about the school. Life just gets in the way, and people forget to reconnect. That's it.
So that means you lost yourself? Depending on the situation, because I can lose myself. Because I can choose to deal with things that I've never thought I would have. And if me and my partner can communicate about things, I shouldn't be lost.
I agree, Shanice. You shouldn't be. But have you ever, okay, my question to you is, have you ever lost yourself in a relationship? To where, like, if G says the disclaimer, if you don't want to, you don't have to say the person. I just want to know because
I'm just saying,
this is real life here because people lost themselves in relationships and
don't say anything.
You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just say
names if you know you're gonna get in any trouble or whatever the case may be. But we would love for you to speak your truth. You have to be, you have to be willing to talk to someone who you can hear in the mirror. That's what I'm saying. Like speaking out loud, you hear the situation and a light clicks on, or your real true friend should help you get your mojo back if you're transparent enough to discuss. And if the friend is really a friend. That's what I'm saying, Mom. Someone from the outside that really knows me should say, yo, listen.
Yeah, but at that time,
like you losing yourself.
At the time, if you're so infatuated with a person or infatuated with a relationship, it's like, I don't lose myself because you ain't where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nancy, that was it. Never forget what started it. Agreed.
That's what I'm saying.
Agreed. But I'm just saying, I don't think you would notice that you lost yourself. Someone would have to point that out.
You do. After a while, you notice, like, damn, I'm not.
So, okay. So example.
Shanice said yes.
So, look, example. Because this was a part of the last topic, right? So, if a woman just loses herself, right? I'm saying.
But they didn't hear the last.
I'm just saying, if a woman loses herself, right? Or a man, they lose themselves, right? They came to the relationship, tip-top shape, looking like $1 million, whatever the case may be. All of a sudden, they get fat, out of shape,
that's a part
washed
of losing
up.
Yourself.
Did you lose yourself?
Yes. That's a part of losing yourself because you lost that confidence that you once had.
Is it, or the person just comfortable?
It could be either or, G. It could be either or. Honestly,
there's a lot of females that be like, I love myself. I'm confident. I look good. They just
the lack of communication can lead to you losing yourself. But I think losing yourself could be you stop doing the things that make you happy and or brings you joy. I agree. Yes, you do notice you're losing yourself, and losing yourself can happen in so many ways, but you can lose yourself by going empty, and feeling empty can cause you to turn into someone totally different. Amen. And you can't find happiness at all unless, wait, damn, that came in quick. Unless that person is away from you. And it's so hard to get back to the old self, to your old self, but self-love is real. Yes, it is, KK. Thank you for
Sometimes
that.
people don't want to get back to their old self.
Yes, they want to get back to that.
They're doing better now than they were then.
No. See, not when you lose yourself. We're talking about losing yourself. When you lose yourself, you want to get back to that old happy person that you once were.
That's going to happen when you sacrifice constantly. Shit.
Choking.
Is it? I mean, some people make sacrifices all the time.
No, it's not communication that's important. Comprehension is.
Because I could be communicating, but if the other person isn't understanding, then the communication becomes frustrating. Yeah, wholeheartedly. I've lost myself in a relationship because I love that person, and I've dealt with things that I know I shouldn't have. But being that I love that person, I was lost in love. There was no communication between us, so that's why I say communication is the key
to every relationship or marriage. Exactly, Shanice. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like. That's why I said you could love people differently, and when you love someone wholeheartedly, and that's the relationship you could get lost in.
Jerry, when you lose yourself in a relationship, it's over to me.
Oh, shut up, Jerry! Don't come up in here with this crap.
Here you go,
because Jerry.
Yeah, I don't want to get back to the old me, but a better new me because I've grown. I agree. And I don't want to go back to a person I used to be. No one really, like, you grow. It's about growth. It's about evolving. It's about evolution. That's what you want to do. So for you to sit up there and say, I'm not the person that I once was. Well, baby girl, you're not 25 no more. You 40.
No,
you still trying to club it up?
Listen, I'm not saying that. I'm saying back to your old self in the way you were feeling good. Because in no time when you lose yourself in a relationship is it ever good. To lose yourself in a relationship is always bad.
So the question is, why would you have to or feel like you have to sacrifice constantly?
That was to somebody that said you sacrifice constantly.
I was saying people sacrifice constantly all the time. You have children.
Yeah, but you like I said, you could get lost in having children because your main focus is on the kids' happiness and not your spouse.
So let me.
And that's what relationships.
Let me recap real quick. So what I'm getting is that once you don't put your happiness first, it always comes back.
Full circle to all our topics.
So once you don't put your happiness first anymore, you've lost yourself?
No.
Okay. Yes, people do want to get back to their old self because losing yourself could cause you to lose happiness. Mm-hmm. And of course, eventually you want to find happiness again. Yes, but why do I have to get back to my old self? I guess okay.
Growth is growth. I don't think
you lose yourself, you gotta get back to yourself.
Growth is growth. I don't think that
maybe not get back to yourself. Maybe find yourself.
Growth,
how about that?
I'm gonna slap you. Growth is growth. I don't think that you lose yourself. You lost yourself when you grow. If I'm growing, my partner should grow. It's not one, it's us. I agree. But
growth is growth. I'm saying.
Growth is growth, yes. But
you know,
in some relationships, especially in some, when a baby, like, a marriage, boom, and then when you have kids, it's like that dynamic kind of changes. In some relationships or marriages, some people get lost in it because, all right, my kids are my main focus, that's it, and they forget about that person that made it all, like, where it started from, the two. She rewrote what she said. I don't believe in compromising in love. Compromising in love. I'm sorry. I don't believe in compromising in love. Is it?
What do you mean you don't believe in compromising in
love? That better speaks on this. But you shouldn't have to compromise in love. You should add to my life and happiness. Is that a book? I mean, it's an interview. Is it on YouTube?
I don't believe in compromising. There's an interview with Erica. That better speaks on
A
this,
relationship
but you
should be about us and building. It's not one-sided. You're right, but
not one-sided.
life
I feel like
happens,
people,
Jerry.
You don't think people compromise? You shouldn't compromise anything in a relationship. You want chicken, I want fish. You guys end up having beef.
Those are healthy compromises.
That's
She's
still a
talking about
compromise.
the unhealthy compromising. That's what she's saying.
What's an unhealthy compromise?
Unhealthy compromise. Okay, let's see.
Fish said, I believe everyone loses a part of themselves in the relationship. Whoa.
Okay.
That part that you lose is usually the part that you are willing to sacrifice for the other person. Okay. I don't believe it's all bad every time because hold up, you just messed it up. Because that part that you sacrifice could essentially lead you to marriage, but on the other end, yes, there is a negative kind of connotation to losing yourself in a relationship. Yeah, it's not always all bad. Sometimes people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I feel like you're saying losing yourself is terrible. Like you should never lose yourself. Like,
well, it's always bad when you lose yourself, because you lost yourself.
Doing something for you that makes me unhappy. That's what compromise is to you.
That's what I'm saying. The bad. She's talking about the bad. The bad compromising. All compromising isn't bad.
No.
Yes, but it shouldn't.
Yes. But it shouldn't just be about you. This is about us. This is about us. Absolutely. But, Jerry, what are you saying? What does that have to do with losing yourself? I'm confused.
Because what did he say before that?
Relationship should be about us and building. It's not one-sided. No, not. Yeah.
Never forget where you came from and how we started. But growth and comprehension and communication skills will make things okay for the most part. Yes, it will. It will, Shanice. I agree. But sometimes, everybody, I feel like everybody, that's why we felt like this was a good topic, because everybody has lost themselves in at least one relationship.
Looking at me. Or isn't bad, but I'm speaking on the compromises that makes
you lose yourself. Right. So, I don't know.
I don't know if everyone loses.
Do you feel like everyone loses themselves?
In a relationship?
Yeah. Speak for you and your bros.
For my bros? Yeah.
My bros?
Hell
exactly.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
a lot of them have lost themselves, but I don't think it was necessary.
Excuse me?
I don't think them losing themselves was necessary. I don't think they had to. I feel like this.
Wait, you're not making time out.
Listen,
rewind.
I'm about to break it down. Hold up. Calm down. I'm about to break it down for you because I got to put it in layman's terms for you. So,
layman's terms?
Listen, so why should I have to lose myself in you when I'm the person that you fell for from the beginning? Like, this is what you went for in the beginning. So me losing myself in you does what for me? You was feeling me for being me, regardless. I was feeling you for being you, regardless. Let me tell you something. So why do I have to lose myself?
It's so hard because his mind frame is different. So he's not.
Listen, I'm not saying I don't. No, first of all,
in layman terms,
ladies and gentlemen,
me, right? That's what
I'm not saying I don't understand. I definitely understand. For the sake of this whole show, I have to play devil's advocate.
Hi, Yasi.
So that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, so it says, yes, it is always bad because then you have to rejuvenate yourself again. It's not like that person is going to come back to you and hand you that part of yourself while saying thank you for your sacrifice. I definitely agree with you, Nancy. Hello.
I don't even know what you're talking about. So
you're annoying. You lose yourself
in mundane activities, the day-to-day trials as a mother, wife, worker, daughter. Losing yourself has many faces. Just depends how deep you want to go.
Exactly.
Yes, as a father, right? Husband, worker, son. Yeah, you lose yourself too. Don't just try to make it one-sided, Yasi. I'm not with it.
But this is what I'm saying.
I don't think anyone goes into a relationship wanting to lose themselves. Exactly. I agree, but that's what I'm saying. Nancy's saying everyone.
They have done it. Nobody goes into a relationship, all right, I'm going to go in there this time. I'll lose myself the right way. No, nobody does that. They go in a relationship and they love with all their might, and things happen to where they get lost.
But why though?
That's just how it happens, G. It happens like that. Everybody don't have that, I guess, mind frame that you have, because people get lost.
I'm not saying I'm untouchable or I'm Iron Man or anything. I'm just saying I don't see. I don't view it. Maybe it is losing myself, but I don't view it as such. I view it as a compromise, or I'm learning you. I'm trying to get a better understanding of what you like, what you want to do, and because of that, I'm going to do things that you may want to do. Right? Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm losing myself because I don't want to. I wouldn't do these things without you. It's just, you know what? I'm gonna rock with you. This is what we're doing. No, I'm getting to know you. That's losing myself?
No, you're looking at a positive. We're not looking at the positive of losing.
Love as hard as you feel. Lose yourself in love, even if it's not appreciated. You will find you in better. Trust me.
I'm not saying losing yourself as a whole. I'm saying losing that one happy part of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can lose one part.
Don't lose yourself in love. I don't agree with that.
What?
Lose yourself in love?
When you're in love. Lose yourself. Like, when you're in a relationship, you lose yourself.
It's two ways.
Not one-sided as a couple. Each side loses. That's what Yasi says.
Not
what do you? Yeah, like what do you mean, Yasi? Elaborate on. Like, yeah, you're right.
And I got out of it because I was accepting things I otherwise wouldn't.
Right.
Agreed. That I understand. If you're allowing yourself, if you're allowing yourself to be abused, that's not who you are. That's not what you do. You lost yourself at that point. Absolutely. And abuse comes in many different
forms.
Right. So I'm not just saying physical. I'm saying mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is. Yes, you lost yourself. That I agree with. So that's when I say, when you say like some of my bros, I'm like, yeah, okay, I've seen that. They've lost themselves. Like they have accepted things that I know for a fact. I'm like, but they don't see it. So my question was, someone has to, or what I was saying was, someone has to then bring it to your attention. But you're saying until it clicks for them, they won't get it, correct?
Yeah, because as you bring it to somebody's attention, they can't see it because they so blinded by this cloud of love or whatever the case may be.
Everyone doesn't love hard, and everyone doesn't.
If you lose yourself in a relationship, that means you loving hard. So there's no way that if you don't lose yourself, then you're not.
You're not in love.
You're in love.
That's what you about to say?
No. You say everybody don't love hard.
If you don't lose yourself in a relationship, you don't. Okay, so that's the question. If you don't lose yourself in love, are you not in love?
You are in love, but
I'm asking
it's
the
just
question
a deeper
for the
love. In order for you to lose yourself, it's a deeper love. It's a deeper connection. Exactly. That's what.
So, but that's what you're saying. You're saying
I won't compromise because now I have to change who I am to fit in with you, and what makes you happy. But me, I should make you happy. You're getting what you signed up for. Now it's different if you're growing and I'm not, and now you're compromising on opportunities in life because I can't go with you or we can't make these moves together. A lot of women especially will compromise until their man is where he needs to be.
Oh.
Women change how they dress for their man, who they even hang out with. Sometimes it's one thing you lose that changes you, and all compromises aren't going to be
bad. Whoa, we going
go elaborate on
dive into that, but hold up. Sometimes it be attachments and people confuse it with love.
Okay, but can you lose yourself in an attachment? Is that what you're saying? What's up? First off, I like the topic of discussion. Thank you. I learned from experience about losing yourself in a relationship by expecting a lot out of my other half when I should have been focusing on God to keep my strength up and staying focused. Amen. So you're going to go piggyback off?
Yeah, not gonna piggyback. I'm about to decipher.
Elaborate?
Yeah, I'm about to dissect through this real quick. Now I have to change who I am to fit in with you and what makes you happy. But me, I should make you happy, as I should make you happy as well. You're getting what you signed up for, as you are too. Now it's different if you're growing and I'm not, and now you compromising on opportunities in life because, see, that's not a compromise I'm willing to make.
What?
I'm missing out on life-changing opportunities because you aren't ready to go. That's not
a compromise.
Is that love? I'm just.
That's what she said. She said that's but you know what?
Or wait, or we can't make these. We can't make.
Right.
There are men that do that too, or we can't make these moves
together.
A lot of women, especially, will compromise until their man is where he needs to be.
That is true, and a lot of men will too.
Facts, baby girl. A lot of men,
baby girl,
will compromise until their woman gets the confidence or gets their mental strength up to say, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to do X, Y, Z, or whatever. There's a lot of men that do that as well. Man, why are you touching stuff? Chill out. You're not done.
Oh God. Okay, you're gonna dissect this one.
Women change how they dress for their men. This goes back to what we just spoke about.
The last topic that Facebook changed my settings. So.
And you feel that men don't do that too? Men don't change the way they dress for women and stuff like that? I don't see too many men out here dressed like the 90s anymore.
All right, let's go piggyback onto one of our last topics.
Just saying.
I feel like only a man would do that when the woman is not on his level. You get what I'm saying? When the woman is not on his level, then he gotta dress. Then he has to dress how he feel like she would be attracted to. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh no, I got it together. Whereas a woman might do the same, but for a man,
same thing.
No,
though.
but for a man, it's different. Man and woman, Auntie Sia said.
It's the same thing. I'm confused. What are you saying, man?
It's just women do it because they don't want to lose them to another female. But a man, I don't think would do that. Scared to lose to another female, but just on a level, just not on her level. Does that make sense? Are you reading the comments? Okay.
No, I'm just listening. I'm just saying. Both of you guys are right, but that's just what life is and how relationships work. You have to look at things from both aspects, meaning positive and negative. And also keep in mind that women see and process things different as well as men. They do. I don't agree with your significant other making you happy. I believe they do add to your happiness. I believe it is up to you to make yourself happy and or keep yourself happy, which in turn helps you with not losing yourself. Exactly. If you don't come into the relationship or you're not happy with yourself, then how am I going to make you happy? If you don't know what it takes to make yourself happy, how is your significant other supposed to make you happy? This is my first time seeing one of you guys alive. Oh, welcome. Thanks for coming. Please come to the rest too. We appreciate it.
Join us for more.
Yeah. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Same thing.
I believe it's up to you to make yourself. Come on. I really have to disagree with you on this one.
Why? It's not up to you to make yourself happy?
It is up to you to make yourself happy.
How you sound?
But when you're in a relationship, you can lose yourself, which in turn helps you.
But fans, if you can't
not losing yourself,
if you don't know
that's not true.
What?
That's not true.
If you don't make yourself happy, how am I supposed to make you happy? If you don't know what makes you happy, I'm supposed to just figure it out.
No,
you're not happy from the rip.
No,
and that goes back to hurt people.
Yes.
So if you come into this and you already are hurt and negative, you're not ready for this.
Right.
So don't come into this.
Right, but we're talking about if you lose.
Love shouldn't be one-sided. I understand we must sacrifice, but not be beneath our other half. Jerry, you are solely stuck on this one-sided stuff. What's up?
I think he's been in one-sided relationships.
Yeah, let's go there if you want to go there. So he's willing to lower his standard to accommodate his girl. People do it.
Once you lose yourself in relationships, oh wait, I skipped. Through God and prayers, you can find yourself lessons and blessings.
But listen, you don't know how do you know if you lost yourself? You're saying through God and prayer. Yes, that's after you figured it out. After someone pointed it out. How do you know you lost yourself? In your in your mind, it's just love.
Nah,
for some, I'm just deeply and madly in love with this person.
After a while, you realize.
I don't agree.
After a while, you realize, like,
I think you only realize it when you're hurt. What if you're never? What if yourself, hold on?
That's a bad thing.
Hold on. What if you're never hurt? What if he doesn't do anything or she doesn't do anything out of the norm to make you feel like you're hurt? All you know is, I'm in love. I'm madly in love. They never did anything. Never got caught doing anything. Whatever the case may be.
That don't make sense.
Yeah, how not? You're saying what you're saying right now, I'm literally listening to everything you're saying. The only way you figure it out is because something bad has happened and you feel like, okay, I can't do this anymore. No. Correct? Oh, okay.
You could lose your. Okay, so let's not even say. Let's say you can lose yourself when you have kids. Single mothers single fathers, single parents lose themselves in their children.
Parents, period, lose their.
I just said.
You said single and single. Parents.
Yeah, but we're not.
Period.
But what if we're not talking about? You just talked about a relationship. You said bad because if you're in a relationship, then that means somebody is getting attention from someone else. So I'm just trying to base it off a single person because nothing bad happens to us. You know what I'm saying? A single person, like they can lose themselves in a relationship, like all their friends going out, and then they're just looking like and feeling like crap, like I didn't
What's
never have no
me time. What's depressing? Not by keeping kids away. Somebody
not by
needs
people.
To school these lost females. Elaborate.
Frank, elaborate. What you saying?
Elaborate.
Not by people kids away.
No, not at all. If you lose yourself, then what does this relationship really mean? I agree with them. Thank you. That's when you feel like something is off, but can't put your finger on it. It's usually other people telling you or pointing it out. Exactly. And then you start to put it together. That's exactly what I'm saying. You don't notice it unless something bad happens. Then it's like, I know I wouldn't allow this because I wouldn't allow this with anyone else. But I'm allowing this with this person. That's when something bad happens. Now look, If that person never gets caught or never does anything, but you're lost, you're saying that's just love, right? Basically. So it's only lost when you hurt.
I'm switching gears to even single
now
parents.
We're switching gears.
I'm just showing you because you could lose yourself as a single parent. It's not just in a relationship. Like you could lose yourself as a single parent. But we're focusing on relationships.
How can you lose yourself as a single parent? Elaborate.
Okay, I just elaborate. This is what I'm trying to say to you. I elaborated in the beginning. Okay, so you can lose yourself when you're just never have any time for yourself. And there are a lot of single parents that are lost being parents. They make no time for themselves. They don't pamper themselves. They don't take care of themselves. Everything, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with putting your kids first. I'm not saying that because we do that. I'm saying don't make sure you're okay mentally. Mental self-check-in with yourself. That's losing yourself when you're mentally checked out. And wait, okay, let me go back to, so not by people keeping kids away. Somebody needs to school these lost females. Okay, so can you elaborate on that, Frank? What do you mean? We're talking about the topic tonight for the newcomers, right? Losing yourself in a relationship. And have you ever lost yourself in a relationship? So to go back to what you're saying, Frank, females keeping kids from, that's what you're saying? We spoke about this topic, but we can blend this into.
It always comes full circle.
Full circle to losing yourself in a relationship. Have you ever lost yourself in a relationship, Frank? That's my direct question to you. And
Jerry says, so I should lose myself and go ahead.
Well, did you read these?
Yeah. Okay. So I should lose myself and let you be the best you, make you complete, and I don't feel like myself. Yeah, how does that work? How does that help you at all? By wanting better for a person.
By wanting better for a person, then they do themselves. That's what Auntie said.
That's losing yourself?
Then they do themselves? Like, they just...
I always want mine to do better than me.
Nobody is good unless you good first.
Facts. You can't take care of anybody unless you take care of yourself first. Agreed. But that doesn't mean that I don't want better for her than I want for myself.
Absolutely.
I will always do that. That doesn't mean I don't want my kids to be better than me. Yeah, be better than me. Do better than me. Regardless of what I've done and accomplished, that doesn't mean I've lost myself in them. No. That doesn't mean I've lost myself in you. But look, hold up. Because you keep trying to run away from this. So, unless someone gets caught or does something wrong, you will never notice that you lost yourself in that relationship. Correct?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. Because you could just step outside
So when
yourself,
a female, look, because people were going directly with gender, so I'm going to go direct. When a female is in a relationship and gets fat over time, has she lost herself?
It depends on how she feels. You should push each other. That's
You should, but that doesn't mean that I don't want her to do better than me. Period. That doesn't mean I'm not pushing. When you
lose yourself in a relationship, you accept things, right? So, Frank, you said you lost yourself. You said absolutely. If you don't mind, can you elaborate? How do you lose yourself? What did it mean that?
Disclaimer.
How did you listen? How did you know that you lost yourself? Let me say that. How did you know? You accepted things you shouldn't have accepted, or you lay back and let somebody do them while you just sat? I'm just saying, let me know. Like, how did you lose yourself, and how did you know you lost yourself? Did people have to tell you, as G-Star would say? Like, did some your outside people had to let you know that you lost yourself?
Yeah, you bugging. No, you let her spend the night for 2 nights. You bugging. I don't know what you were thinking. It's not how you give it up. She's supposed to be out that night. She gotta go home. Get in the cab. Or bring you home. Whatever the case may be. Did you lose yourself at that point? Yeah. I'm just saying that's enough. Did I not lose yourself? I wouldn't normally do this.
Stop. You gotta. That hurt you? When you lose yourself, you're hurt. You're not understanding this concept.
That hurts.
I accept less than I am, and I'm putting forward. Like what?
Less than I'm with.
Than I am with.
Yes and no what?
What do you mean? I accept less than I'm with.
Yes and no what? I don't understand. That's losing yourself.
Gee.
Look, if
you are trying to make the concept of losing yourself, like,
it's broad. It's not just one thing that you're making it out to be.
But in a relationship,
out of all the times you want to be in the gray, now you want to be black and white. Jeez.
I accept it. You, okay. Less than your worth. That's what you're saying, right, Frank? Okay. You're putting forward.
Listen.
So that's how you felt.
But
were you hurt by that?
Can someone answer this question? Because Vince keeps ducking me.
I just answered it.
Stop. Do you only notice when you lost yourself when something bad happens? Someone answer that.
Or
Not
when
you, Vince.
Feeling bad.
Not you, Vince. Answer that question for me.
I accepted less than I feel I'm worth, and what
sometimes
I was
a relationship
forward.
is for convenience. That's true.
You're right, Auntie. You're right. No, for the other person, yes, that's how a person gets lost, because the other person ain't taking it that serious. So it's just convenient for the person that's not taking it serious, and the other person is head first in this relationship, and it's like, I'm just playing. It depends. She said sometimes.
That happens sometimes. Sometimes.
What can I do for you?
People love differently. So sometimes in the beginning of a relationship, someone's not on it the same. They're not always on the same level. No one really comes to a relationship most of the time on the same level.
And then
you love me and I love you and this is just perfect. That doesn't happen.
I knew I lost myself when I put in more effort than she was and had the load of the relationship. Yes, I'm big on.
When you said when a woman let herself, when a woman let herself get fat, and then he said it depends. That's why I say yes or no.
Okay.
No, did she lose? She got fat. Did she lose herself?
Yes and no. She lost herself body-wise, but she didn't lose herself mentally.
You lost yourself, baby. You just said that when you lose yourself, you don't take care of yourself. You forget to
mentally, you lose yourself.
Look, you didn't come into this like this. You said everybody said they want to get back to their old self. Well, you 100 pounds off from your old self. So what we doing? Did you lose yourself? How do you find yourself then? Work it out. Somebody has to. But look, you won't notice that because in the mirror, you still think you're the baddest. So someone has to point it out to you.
No, because somebody can still point it out, and your mindset is like, I'm still the baddest.
No, but why? So because you lost yourself.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
When you lose yourself, your confidence level is not that high.
You lost yourself. You still gonna pretend like you. But in the mirror, you look and be like,
when you lose yourself, you don't pretend. You sunken into kind of a depressed state.
That's not always the case.
Oh, it always is the case. Work on you. That's what Frank said. I meant what it is. What is if you're honest with yourself? Love you, Jackie.
Yo.
So then for the newcomers tonight, the topic is, What does it mean to lose yourself in a relationship?
Love is blind, but you don't know what you're getting into
And
anyway.
have you ever lost yourself in a relationship? And how do you get yourself back from losing yourself within that relationship? And I'm trying to explain to G-Star here that when you lose yourself mentally, that's a checkout. And that's when you lose yourself in a relationship. He feels like if you lose weight, if you get overweight, you lose yourself. It's a total different mindset.
When you wake up, shit hit different. I bet it does. But
work on you?
When do you wake up? Someone has to point that out. I don't think Vince is saying like you just know it. You just know.
You wake up. You wake up one day and you like, damn. You step outside yourself. I said that in the beginning. You have an out of body experience.
So that means that it has to be something bad that took place. Because if everything is everything and nothing bad happened, you're not gonna just be like, damn, I lost myself. No, you're gonna be like, oh my God, this is the best relationship I've ever been in. I'm so happy. Not knowing that you really lost yourself. And let's keep it all the way 100. There's people that play that game for a very long time.
And they feel like they haven't lost themselves. So the concept of this topic tonight
is
when you notice that you've lost yourself, how do you get yourself back?
Right, but you've lost yourself. I'm just saying.
No, not to when the opposite person feels like you lost yourself. When I feel like I lost myself, that's when I know.
So I'm asking you, is that only when something bad happens?
That's when you feel bad. That's when you feel bad. That's when you know you lost yourself.
So it's only a bad thing.
When you lose yourself? Yeah. Yes. It's never a good thing to lose yourself.
No. I'm saying you can never feel like you've lost yourself when everything in a relationship is good. Correct?
No.
I feel like that's what you're saying.
You can never lose yourself when everything is going good. You're not lost.
Losing yourself in a relationship to me is being there for someone that's not there for you.
Amen, Auntie. That's losing yourself and accepting things that you would not accept.
Yeah, I agree with that. But people would say that's love.
Nah, that's love is blind, like Auntie said.
If my woman gains weight, that's not losing herself. That may be happy weight. No, Jerry, shut the hell up.
No, to G started to
shut
him.
Up,
not
Jerry. 100 pounds is not you being happy.
Oh, a real
pounds,
one.
Damn, you got to get
come and
right.
show you how you're supposed to be treated.
That's when you wake up. That's what I'm saying. But it comes from the outside. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Someone has to come and say, yo, listen, that relationship you in is terrible, and you accepting a lot of things that you don't need to accept. Queen, you need to just come over here and let's talk about it.
And then they have that out of body experience, like maybe they're right.
Because I see.
But that's only from the opposite sex. Now, if you're allowing somebody else to entertain you, that's when it will be able to set in. That's when you could get the influence from somebody else to put that idea in your mind. Now, if you don't have that and you find it on your own, you have to find that on your own. Because at one point...
I was afraid of having a baby because I didn't know if I was going to get fat. Having a baby, and for my own health and self, I didn't know how I was going to like myself because I know for a fact that my husband don't like fat women.
What's your husband's name? Because it might be related. But you know what?
Babies don't. Yeah.
As my daughter would say.
Yeah.
Daddy, you body shaming?
Listen, man. I'm just saying people lose themselves. You having a baby, come on,
that's
understandable.
Auntie is hilarious. Hey, Britt, I would say losing yourself is having dreams and aspirations and putting them on the back burner in the relationship. Maybe at the moment your significant other might need you more. Or maybe dealing with things you not necessarily you wouldn't deal with, but dealing with them off the strength of trying to keep the relationship.
Okay, so with that being said, let's say, okay, so Fence, hold up. Fence gets a job somewhere and she's making $200,000 a year.
I just asked him that. I swear I just said.
So listen, Fence gets offered a job in another state somewhere for $200,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
Hold up. Just saying, I'm in a position to climb the ladder where I'm at. Now, I may not make $200,000, but it makes me happy where I am, and what I'm doing makes me happy, and I still get I get what I get as well. I decide, you know what? I'm gonna go with you, man. We're just gonna leave. We're gonna jump up and go, and I'll start over wherever I am. Did I lose myself?
No.
So what is that called?
That's called a sacrifice.
Okay.
But when you lose yourself, that's a negative thing. You're not understanding that part of this topic.
You listen. I just said I left what I was happy, where I'm happy, what I was happy doing.
You chose that. You made that choice. Now, if that's a compromise. That's what a compromise is.
I'm about to say because I think you're using the wrong word.
No, that's what a compromise is. Because you're like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna go with you. If you didn't want to, that wouldn't be a compromise.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's a sacrifice and a compromise together.
I got
You wouldn't be doing that. You wouldn't be. I'm sorry, I was out of the camera. I'm sorry, but you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be doing that if you didn't want. That's not losing yourself. Losing yourself is a negative thing. It's a bad thing.
But to someone that could be them losing themselves because I'm not doing what I was happy doing.
Thank you, Brittany. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, man. I know what it is. I'm just giving an example. I know that's a compromise. It's not really a sacrifice.
It is. It's a sacrifice because you're sacrificing this job. Okay. It's a sacrifice, a compromise, and what else did I say?
But on the other end, you're saying, this is why we always go back and forth. Because on the other end, you're saying you're not doing what makes you happy. Did you not just say that?
But listen, time out. Because if I just said I'm making $200,000, you see that $200,000. So you like, that's gonna make us happy.
That's
so
your money. But that's you.
But you said
that's
okay to the move.
That's
so that
you.
means
That's not me though.
But
that
you're saying
make,
okay
your
to the move.
$200,000 doesn't make me happy.
But
that
you
makes
said
you
okay
happy.
to the move. So
I'm just
you said
saying.
Okay to the move.
But look,
just
I'm
like
just saying.
Okay
If I decide to say, you know what, I'm gonna go where you go, did I lose myself?
No. Keeping it 100. G, if your woman makes more than you, that is you because that's your home team. Hello, thank you, Jerry.
No, you see Martin.
And love.
You see Martin and Gina. Mm.
Shut up, we ain't Martin and Gina. Might have a big head, but I'm
nah. If
Shut up.
If fans made more money than me, so be it. I'm all for that. I'm not that dude that's listen. Yours is mine, is mine is mine. Let's keep pushing. Moving on. So. Nah, I don't care about that. I was just giving an example. I don't care. I'm just giving an example because if it's the same criteria, then what's the difference? That's what I'm asking. I'm giving up something that I'm happy. It makes me happy, brings me joy. I'm just saying, how is that not me losing myself? I'm just saying.
Is that a negative thing? Does that make you feel bad?
It may.
Does that put you in a depressed state?
It might. You never know.
But at that one moment,
why are you yelling at me?
Because you're not understanding.
So you yell at me?
At that one moment.
I don't like that.
When you said yes, did you
like
lose yourself?
When I said yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I might have been hurt.
So why would you say yes?
Because I lost myself in you.
He's annoying.
See what I'm saying though?
That's what I'm
saying though.
But another man might feel like he did lose himself.
Thank you. No.
Thank you,
not
Brittany.
That. No, not that.
That's
not
when
that.
ego comes into play. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Here we go with this woman versus man stuff. Don't go there. I don't want to go there tonight. I don't want to go there tonight. I'm just saying I don't want to go there tonight. But I'm not saying the money has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that I'm dropping what makes me happy. Stop, man. Can I talk? Oh my God. I'm dropping what makes me happy, what I enjoy doing, for you to pursue your dreams. So I'm putting. Someone just said you put your dreams on hold. I'm putting mine on hold for you to pursue yours.
And that same person said that they're not compromising.
Is that not me losing myself?
No.
We just said that's what the definition of losing yourself is.
That same person said they're not compromising. That's a compromise. If you're willing to compromise, then you're not losing yourself. Because you're saying yes to the agreement like I'm saying yes to the agreement. Because I brought it to you first.
When you lose yourself, you say yes to a lot of things. No? Fans, are you kidding me?
He is trying to make logic of this right now.
Are you kidding me right now? You just said we just had this whole thing.
I feel like a real relationship shouldn't have gender roles. I love the fact that y'all have
Jerry,
honest
I don't believe that at all, my brother. Because Vince can't be the man in this house.
What?
He said, I feel like a real relationship shouldn't have gender roles.
Oh, okay.
You agree with that?
They shouldn't have gender roles, like in a sense of, he's saying in a sense of,
you wash the dishes.
When Brittany says the man makes more money, that's what she said.
Oh no,
that's what Jerry.
No one cares about that. I love the fact that You have hello. You got a lot of wolf and sheep.
Hello. I think it depends
you're
on the
bending,
circumstances.
G,
That's
for your
right.
mom. But the definition of what Fan said, I just said the same thing. I'm happy.
No.
It makes me happy. It brings me joy. I put that on the back burner to go with her and what makes her happy and brings her joy. Did I not just lose myself?
You're compromising. You're sacrificing.
But, okay, so when I said people, it's not always someone losing themselves. It's compromising. No. Everyone said no. You said no.
When I'm trying to tell you,
okay,
when you lose yourself, that's a negative thing. You put yourself in a negative state. So, but you already said, I'm leaving, I'm going with you. We're leaving, we're going. A person that...
Because I'm so wrapped up in you. I'm going where you go.
So eventually, yes, you can lose yourself. But not at that 1 second.
At that one second, I lost myself. No. Because I put what made me happy and brought me joy on the back burner and say, Fance, I'm going with you, baby.
No.
Where you go,
eventually,
yes,
you might
job.
Get that.
Get this job. Forget what I got going over here. I'm going with you.
You might.
I lost myself.
You might lose yourself.
So I'm there.
You don't know where to go.
Eventually I'm going to get into a depressed state. I already lost myself.
No. Oh my God.
All right. Whatever, man. Gender roles we do have and half and half. Yeah. What do you mean? You shouldn't have that? Shouldn't do half and half?
Yeah, we do have and have gender roles. That's what
you're saying. Yeah. Of course.
Oh my God.
50-50. 60-40.
Yeah, I get the 60.
80-20.
I got the 80.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, so great topic tonight, guys. Love the energy. Comments rolling in.
Glad
Amazing.
to actually see you guys.
Yes.
And have comments because I don't know what we were doing last time, but it really didn't work for us. So.
But when you find yourself, that's when the real party starts.
Yeah.
Right, Auntie.
And it takes time for some people to find themselves.
It's a process finding yourself. Son, losing yourself is when you sit in the corner scared to speak. Relationship is bending and compromise. Share the situation.
Yeah, Mom, I know
Say
that.
Say it loud and proud.
People were saying you shouldn't compromise in a relationship. I know you have to. I agree. Are you kidding me?
No.
I agree. It takes a lot of self-building and soul-searching to get back to yourself. Once you lose yourself in a relationship, and if you plan on staying in that relationship, there has to be an understanding of oneself and individuals. You mean of your likes and dislikes and what you want and don't, and what you like and dislike. Is that what you're saying? Shanks? Peace. If a man G, but my woman is doing better than me, I wouldn't mind because I know how I'm gonna hold my own. Of course, I agree. If you're willing to compromise and make sacrifice as a team, I think a couple would never lose themselves because y'all moving as one, as a strong team, and the end result is for the both of y'all, a team, is to push everyone to the finish line.
Exactly. But
I'm just saying,
some relationships,
it's not the
one
case.
side gets lost. And even it could be the best marriage, best relationship. When, like, if kids come involved, you could get lost. Like I said in the beginning, it's a roller coaster. A marriage and a relationship is like a roller coaster. You cannot forget to love each other on that ride. Because if you do, then that's when you get lost. Because you get mothers mostly get lost in the kids when they're in the marriage or in the relationship, and it's just like the man kind of feels neglected on that part, and you know what I'm saying? That's how.
Or vice versa, because men lose themselves in their children as well.
Oh,
you can't do
so
that.
Sexist.
You can't do that.
I said both ways,
Listen,
but you just heard one.
I'm speaking for the gods.
Speaking for the men.
I'm speaking for the gods. You're speaking for the earth. You can't do. You gotta speak for both gods and earth. You can't just speak for.
So yes, that's what I'm saying, and that's what. I agree. So you always got to continue to choose each other, and this way you won't get lost in this roller coaster of life.
So, to sum it up, you're saying what? What is it when you lose yourself? What is it? What's the moral? What are you saying? What's the whole thing? Bring it all back home now.
How do we gain yourself back? We stayed focused on the losing and the concept.
No, everyone said you have to find yourself and notice it first.
And how it's a process. It's steps to that.
It's a process. Up and down is what you make of it. It is. But you have to find yourself to know yourself. Now, I feel, fans feel like one day you'll just wake up because it's so bad, and one day you'll wake up. Some people don't wake up. I think sometimes it has to be, like someone has to make you aware. Not make you, but let you,
But sometimes
make you aware. They have to make you aware. Sometimes people don't. Now, that's the worst type of situation in my opinion.
That's when
and that's what people do when people take people out of their entire environment, put them in a total different place with no one around. Now you have no one to say, listen, I don't know what you're doing, but this is not you, and you're allowing a lot of things to happen to you. That's the worst. But if you're still in a situation or an environment where you have your people and your family members, and they tell you, listen, this is this and this and this, this is not you, this is what happened, and blah, 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 and you just choose to ignore it, then you know you lost yourself. But you wouldn't know that, right? But they know you lost yourself. Now you have to let that person come out of it on their own. Is that what you're saying? What, are you lost now? I'm confused.
No, I'm listening. But you just...
Love you, Mom. Until next time. Peace and blessings, Queen.
Grasping.
I'm grasping it. You're sitting there getting a headache, and I have to play devil's advocate. You versus me all the time. Anyway, so, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tonight, because fans have to go to bed. We appreciate you all for joining us and rocking with us tonight.
Love you guys.
Always good times. Always great conversation, and we truly
appreciate all the love and support.
Right.
You gonna read that last comment from Jerry?
Sure, Jerry, I got you. You're gonna be the last comment you read for the night. You can't be all about yourself in a relationship, and if you are, you will lose yourself. If you devote yourself to someone who don't treat you the same way. Absolutely. You won't treat me how I treat you, or you don't love me like I love you.
And we already spoke about that. Love me how I love you. People love different and show love differently.
In the beginning, yeah, right. But we're talking longevity.
Okay, longevity is still the same way. I've realized how to love you, and you realize how to love me.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's just expressed differently.
Exactly, that's what
we're
saying.
But it's the same love.
Okay, so tonight is the end of tonight.
Real love.
We love you guys. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, same time, same place.
All right, absolutely. Next Wednesday, peace, positivity, or positive energy always creates elevation. Remember that. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Oh wait, I wanted to say one thing. I'm sorry. It says it says whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, but who hates correction is stupid.
What? Read it with confidence.
I just read it. It's right here. Whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is stupid. Ponder on that, and we'll see you guys next time.
Whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, right? But he who hates correction is stupid.
I just said that 3 times. Good night. Love you guys. Ponder on that. We'll get back to you next week. Love you.